So who remembers about a year ago or so when the iPhone 15 was first announced and they were saying, oh, it's groundbreaking because you can finally play console level games on mobile. Android can't do that. That's why we have games like Resident Evil 4 and Android doesn't. Well, turns out that's not necessarily the case. iOS isn't really too special because yes, you can play Resident Evil 4 on Android, but it's in a different way than you might have expected. There are other developers out there that have tried to make iOS exclusive games for Android devices, and one in particular is trying to recreate Resident Evil 4 for Android. Now, I'm not going to explain how you can get this game yourself, and I'm not even going to play it myself because I don't really know how the developers are going to react to that. Last time I tried to make a video on GTA 5 mobile, Rockstar Games wasn't too happy. They shut my video down. But I did have some gameplay that somebody else sent me, so I can react to it. And in today's video, we are going to be checking out this Resident Evil 4 gameplay on Android. This fan-made game that the developer is supposedly not making any money off of. But yeah, somebody else's gameplay. I want to be very clear about that. And yes, this is it. The 4 Remake fan game. So it says, this is just a fan-made game and will not be the same as the original version. If you want to play the original version from Capcom, please buy it on Steam, App Store, and Play Store. Pretty generic and upfront right there with that. And this is it. This is the game. Already, the graphics look pretty good. Character models don't look that bad. I'm not exactly sure what this guy is doing. To be fair, I've never played Resident Evil 4 myself. I only played little snippets of it. I never actually played through the entire game. So, you know, we can see from... Oh, there's a gyroscope? Is there a gyroscope in this game already? That's crazy. I'm kind of surprised about that. But yes, as we're watching this video, what I would love people to do is they can, you know, let me know down below in the comments their opinions on how this compares to the real game on iOS devices. And even if it is only a fraction as good as the iOS version, the fact that the developer is even trying to make this game is very impressive. And I think as long as it doesn't get shut down and it continually gets more and more improvements, it might be up there with the iOS version of the game. You know, they did say that it is going to be different from the iOS version, maybe in terms of the storyline or other stuff like that. I don't really know. Maybe some key things are going to be left out to make it, you know, a bit different. But still, even if you can play some sort of playable version of Resident Evil 4 on Android, it shows that iOS devices aren't necessarily that special. You can even shoot your gun. It doesn't look that bad. I'm not exactly sure why you have a laser sight permanently. I get that you're a police officer, but like, is that how it is in Resident Evil 4? I have no idea.
How far could he have gone?
It seems like really the shining aspects here are the character models, maybe the gun model, and honestly that car model. I also really like the lighting. The overall graphics and scenery aren't necessarily the best in the world, but the lighting is really, really good. Like the fire right there. It also seems like cutscenes aren't necessarily as good because, I mean, that's just a static picture. I bet you in Resident Evil 4, when you examine a body like that, it's not going to just be a static picture. It's going to be, you know, some type of like cutscene where it looks like you're zooming into the thing, looking at it. There might be flies flying around the body or something like that. I don't really know. I'm just guessing here, but I mean, graphics-wise, it's really not that bad for a mobile game. And I think, you know, based off of the games that we have already for mobile devices, if this was a complete game, then I really don't see much issue with it. I think most people would be perfectly fine playing a game like this. There are some few things that seem to be improved, that need to be improved, I should say, like that door. It opened the wrong way. But it is a little bit more immersive than I would have thought because there's, you know, voices and other stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure what this guy is doing, but what he told me on Discord is you can only play about 10 minutes or so, and then you can't play anymore because the developer hasn't added any more. Like, you just put a dead end, and that's it. So I guess we'll see when that happens. But I thought in Resident Evil 4 you could pick up things like lanterns and other stuff like that. I'm not sure. It seems like that lantern that's just sitting there on the table, it would make sense that you could pick it up or something like that. I don't really know. So there's some doors that you can't open yet. I don't know, maybe that's stuff that's not been added into the game yet. Oh! Oh, okay. All right, that's better than I would have thought. There's actual cutscenes here. Dude, that's
Sorry
crazy.
to barge in like this.
Now, I'm assuming he probably just put the cutscene directly from the other game into this one.
Busco a un policía. Vino aquí?
Is this accurate? Is this what the real cutscene sounds like? And it just randomly ended. What? Is that must not be how it is in the real game. I feel like there would be a reason why there's now just a dead body sitting there and the guy is gone. Right? Gunshot impacts are a bit interesting on the body. It looks like you have a flaming gun. Some type of special upgrade like you would get in Pixel Gun 3D. Flaming bullets or something like that. I don't know, man, but you can run in this game, which is nice. And I just have to let everybody remember that, you know, this is just some fan-made project. If you're looking at this and you're like, oh, this sucks compared to the real game. Well, some random guy just tried to recreate the game for Android. And obviously, it's going to take a long time to make some big AAA game like this for Android. You know, that's not an easy task. So the fact that it even has this much content to begin with is pretty impressive considering... I don't think he has any funding, you know, to make something like this. He's just doing it with his free time. And I don't think he's making any money off of this. I don't really know how to download this game, but, you know, I don't think this would be something that costs any money. Can you not get past this thing? In the real game, can you get past that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's not something that was added yet. I'm not sure. But... you know, if this actually comes to fruition, it would be really cool because we don't have that many story-based games for mobile devices right now. I mean, technically we do, but they're not very good. You know, there's a ton of these indie developers trying to make their own story-based games, but like they all pretty much suck, almost all of them. They're not worth playing, not worth the effort, not worth the gigabytes on your phone. There's only a very select few that are actually worth playing. You know, when Delta Force finally gets its campaign mode, that would be one. The Endless Nightmare series. But, you know, if this actually is like the real thing, something like this would literally be better than the Endless Nightmare series. Plain and simple. You know?
Bruce, this is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
President's daughter, Baby Eagle.
Wow,
It's likely
graphics
she's
of
in
the
this village.
cutscene.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are... Gotta go. Talk later. I'll let myself out.
I'll let myself out. You're a little bit too calm, buddy. That guy's gonna chase after you. Or not. Ah! There's ads. There's ads in this game. And that window's gone. Was he hallucinating? What's he doing? I have no idea. He's just as confused as I am right now. There's no more window. Where that guy was looking out who had the axe? That doesn't make any sense. Is that how it is in the real game? Again, I probably should have played the real game myself before I did this, but I didn't have time. Somebody else was just like, hey, this game is available for Android. Here's some gameplay, so we're taking a look at it. Sounds are pretty good. I mean, it's pretty immersive, you know, the river. When you come up to the river, you can hear the sounds of that. The guy is talking every once in a while, asking, you know, questions like, oh, what happened here? And where is he? And all these other type of stuff like that. But it's exciting because if this is something that doesn't get shut down, if it actually becomes a bigger thing, if it actually fully gets developed and you can play it on Android, even if it is quite a bit different from the full thing for iOS devices, then it kind of opens up this whole opportunity for other developers to try and like recreate fan-made games of other big AAA titles that developers might have either completely forgotten about or are never planning on, making for mobile devices. This game, it already is available for iOS. It's entirely possible it's going to come for Android by the official developers. You never really know. But, like, take a look at other random PC games that might have come out in the past 10 years or so. There's a lot of developers that are like, oh, we're not planning on making this game for mobile. But it's possible with these fan-made games. There is no way the AI is like that in the real game. What the heck? He's stuck on the body. What the heck is this, dude? Oh, look at the ragdoll effects. That's funny. That's funny. They take a lot of shots. You need to get a better gun, dude. Find an AK-47 or something. Why is his axe still swinging around? What the heck? But you know what I mean? Like, think of all of the PC games out there that you would have wished would have come to mobile devices. Maybe that's possible. If some random developer out there just wanted to make some fan-made version of the game. You never really know. You never really know. Like, for me, personally, something I know that's never going to actually come to mobile devices, but would be really cool. I love the Ghost Recon series. And if there's some game even somewhat playable like that, or some, like, mini version of that game, that needs to be improved. The whole AI combat and all that stuff, that needs to be improved. But, Ghost Recon is a game that has many different regions. You have to explore through each region and complete all of the bosses of the region before you get to the main one. Even if there's just one region that somebody has added to a mobile game, that would be so cool. And I get a lot of these games are going to have legal issues. I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets shut down. But in the meantime, it's still here. Supposedly, it's still playable. And we're just going to enjoy the version that we have right now. I think next plan of action this developer needs to do is really just add more content to it. If there's really only about 10 minutes of playable gameplay, I think adding more of the overall content of the game is more important than, trying to make the graphics look all nice and fancy. But then maybe this is the only amount of content that you can add before then you become a legal issue. And this might be the wall that I was talking about. Like, this might be the end of what you can play. It kind of looks like it. There's no hand that's appearing that's, you can open up this wall. I think that's it. I think he found the end. I think he found the end. So it's a little bit more than 10 minutes. That's about like 11 to 12 minutes, but he was playing kind of slowly, so yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it's at right now. Is it the most impressive thing in the entire world? Probably not. But it's really exciting still. Some random developer out there is trying to make this game for Android devices, and it's really cool, I think something like this is really neat. But yeah, that's basically it. Let me know what you guys think about this game. I'll put the developer's channel down below in the description. And that's about it. So thank you all so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you all in the next episode.